This is the Negro Ninja, and today I want to talk about what I peeped from that episode of Rick and Morty with that dragon. Okay, the episode basically starts off with Morty asking Rick for a dragon. Okay, he ends up getting the dragon. He enters a covenant with the dragon, through the wizard. Okay, and Summer was basically like, "Oh, that's her first rainbow zombie wedding." Morty was like, "You stop playing with him." Okay, now that right there was deep in his own right. Okay, because Morty didn't know what the heck he was really getting into, but that's technically what it really was. Okay, because there was a covenant forged between him and an entity. Okay, it was a commitment between something like that's the type of stuff we got to be careful in the things that we commit to and all this type of stuff. So that's deep. Okay, but we know Morty's straight. He just wanted a dragon. Okay. And the wizard basically lays down the law. This is what should be done. This is what should not be done, and etc. The wizard represents the Most High. Okay. In this episode, when you really stop to think about it. Okay. He represents the Most High. So Rick also makes some rules to the dragon. Okay. Basically telling the dragon to clean up after himself if he crap in the place or whatever. Okay, so there's already tension between each other. Like they just can't stand each other right now. The dragon also represents the female. Okay. And, anything reptilian can represent the devil too. So this is right here is real deep. So he represents both the woman and the devil. Okay. Much like the actual Leviathan. Okay. And the dragon is a filthy creature. Okay. But we're gonna talk about that more. So it also shows Morty, and his dragon basically hanging out. He just enjoying the fact that he got a dragon. They're just doing typical stuff. And the dragon is more or less bored because he want to do everything that everybody normally does with a dragon, like just fly around and this, that, and this. Okay. And then it gets to the part where Rick has to confront the dragon because he was burning a hole in the floor while he was sleeping downstairs. Rick defeats the dragon. Okay. And the dragon was like, "You bested me, mate." Okay. Now that's deep right there. Okay. Rick beat the dragon at his own game. Okay. They both being dicks. Rick defeated him. And they decided to, they realized that they was both cool with one another and they bonded over a lot of old school junk in the dragon's cage. I mean, his cave. He got all this gold and got all this 90s, souvenir memorabilia type stuff. Okay. And they bonded over that stupid album, Percocet. I don't know what the hell it's called, but it was had the musician's name signed in Percocet or whatever. Then it shows a montage of Rick and the dragon hanging out. They go to the zoo first and they basically let all the animals out the cage. They running them up. They over there getting the animals high. They getting the lion high, by the way, which I think was very notable. The dragon picks up the lion and blows weed smoke in his face. And they just over there getting high and all this type of stuff. Then they just sit back and they just lay on the ground and start talking to each other. And they, just bonding. Okay. It seems like they're just doing some, typical dragon and human stuff like it's just friends. But once again, the episode is low key. It's pretty Rainbow Zombie when you start to think about it. Okay. Pretty Rainbow Zombie when you start to think about it. Okay. And the show is basically telling you that this is the dating game. This all represents the dating game. Okay. The dragon represents the woman, it represents the devil. Okay. Very filthy episode as you're going to see as the story continues. So as Rick and the dragon bonds with each other, their souls start to intertwine with each other. Okay, now this is funny to me because they say birds of a feather flock together. Okay, this episode right there illustrated that extremely well. Okay, this also reminds me of that point when I was telling y'all that one time when I was working at this one job and I had this rainbow zombie assistant manager and he seemed cool. He never tried me. And he was helping me do my a W-9 thing. And he seemed cool, but he thought that I let my guard down and I felt this little weird tentacle like aura, try to touch me and I just looked. Okay. So that right there was basically what was happening in this Rick and Morty cartoon. The stuff it got him. Okay. And they started bonding with each other and they had this spiritual sexual encounter basically. So they just right there and they showed the aura and it was like, what is this? And you hear the sounds and this type of stuff. And I'm like, oh, this is so Rainbow Zombie. Summer and Morty finds them. Okay. And Rick was like, Morty, I don't want you to see me like this. You know what? Keep watching. It feels better. I was like, so Summer was like, of course we found y'all through the smell of tobacco and sleaze and or something she was saying. Okay. So the dragon soul bonded with somebody that was not his owner. And Morty felt, cheated on, because apparently they supposed to bond with each other, the ride and the dragon, whatever. I don't know the culture about dragons or whatever, but apparently people say that's how it is for real. Okay, when I was reading comments, I was like, y'all ain't never played Dungeons and Dragons, but anyway, that's what people say. So Morty wants a refund, and the wizard was like, no, you can't get a refund. Okay, now the wizard set the rules. Okay, then the wizard realized that the rule was broken. Okay, the wizard was not trying to finesse nobody. He was not ripping nobody off. He said, "Oh, the dragon soul bonded with somebody that wasn't his owner." And he took out a whip and started whipping the dragon. You slut, dragon! You slut! You slut! And Rick was getting hurt by the whip. He was like, "Why is it hurting me?" And that's because they soul bonded. Okay, that right there is deep. This also explains narcissistic circles that you deal with. You know how you be having beef with one person, somebody try you, you take care of that person with an insult or however you need to do it, and his whole clique or her whole clique or whatever act like you hurt them. They all got to attack you. Same concept. It's explaining a lot. Okay. So the dragon beats the dragon to a pulp with that whip, discipline the dragon, and basically saying that he gonna hang the dragon because, it's a hole. And someone was like, you need to do something about this, Rick. And Rick was like, I don't give a fuck, despite the fact that it's hurting him or whatever. Okay. And Summer threatens him by saying that, well, she'll just tweet something to get the show canceled. So Rick is obligated to help the dragon, even though he don't care. Okay. And they go through the different dimension to where the dragon is. Okay. And the rules have changed there. Okay. Things that work for Rick no longer work, so he has to adapt and start using magic. Very crazy stuff, right? Okay. And they basically find the dragon. Summer ends up shooting the dragon in the eye and it hurts Rick. So Rick gets stomped out by the magician. He gets stomped out by the magician. Okay. And they have to go into hiding where they find other dragons that basically are slut dragons. And they down there just doing stupid stuff like orgies. And one of the dragons is having sex with a woolly mammoth. And they was like, you don't want to F that thing. Okay. Very sexual, nasty episode. Okay. Then the Grand Master Dragon come out there with a little weird looking phallic thing. It was horrible. And they was talking about ways they can save, the dragon and what they got to do. And they was like, yeah, we just have to have this soul orgy. And Mortar was like, no, I can figure out a way. Let me read this book. But before he get to find the answer to what he was looking for, they all force him into the orgy, the soul orgy. Summer, Rick, just very ancestral, bestiality. It was all types of stuff going on just through that. Okay. And you hear the sounds, and it's like, okay, okay. Now, the reason why they was doing that was because they wanted power to be strong enough to destroy this wizard. Okay. And they became this phoenix dragon, and they succeeded in destroying the wizard. Okay. Okay. Now, what that basically is telling you is they want to destroy God because the wizard represents God. He was the one that put the law down. He did not do anything bad. He was very honorable with them. Okay. He did not try to cheat them out of any money. He said, these are the rules. This is what's supposed to happen. The dragon's not supposed to do this, that, and this. But it was Summer's idea for them to save the dragon because she's also a whore. It symbolized that a whore always try to protect the whore. Okay. This also gives you the mindset of society with what they're doing with this whore culture in the general. Okay, and the whole nice guys finish last thing. That was Morty's dragon, and Morty did not get to soul bond with his dragon. Rick did because Rick is this fun bad boy. Okay, now the dragon, the situation with the dragon represents this on the unseen spiritual level. Okay, but there was also a parallel story going on that involved Jerry and a talking cat. And he was like, Rick, explain the talking cat. Rick was like, I don't know what you're talking about. So the cat basically talks to him. Was like, yeah, I told you, Rick didn't create me or whatever. Get some tickets to go to Florida. So they go to Florida. This represents the physical, the cat. Okay, pussy. The whole episode represents the dating game. Okay. Once again, the dragon represents the devil and it represents femininity, like the bad femininity. But the cat represents, and the funny thing is, both the cat and the dragon are males, or at least they sound like them. Okay. And the cat basically tells Jerry to do things that he's not comfortable doing. It basically tells Jerry, stop thinking so much, just have fun. That's what he says all the time. So they go to Florida, and he was like, so why exactly are we in Florida? Okay. Now, they go over there and do the things that whores do in Florida, in Orlando or whatever. Over there partying and all this type of stuff on the yachts or whatever. So Jerry is the man down there. He didn't do nothing stupid or nothing. He was just over there. Everybody like him or whatever. And they playing volleyball, but the cat craps on the sand. Everybody was like, who the F crapped on the sand? The cat blames Jerry. Okay. And everybody basically mobs Jerry and chases him out. Now, this is very deep. Like a hole of shit. But people blame the man for the whole shit. And like that's why dudes walk around scooping up the bitch. I might as well say the bitch is shit. Okay. Fighting these hoes battles. They walking around starting stuff, talking to men that they shouldn't be talking to, arguing with them, and expect the boyfriend to come and defend her. That represents little stuff like that. So fast forward to where the cat gets on the yacht and Jerry has to stay on the beach because, he can't go on the yacht because the cat messed it up for him. So the cat, seems to be cool to Jerry, but the cat is really lame because he ends up doing what he thinks Jerry does, but Jerry's actually cooler. But let me see if I can find the clip. Hold up. I found it. Hold up. Here it goes.
Pretty fun boat. Fun people. That's great. Not being asked why I can talk. I'm a talking cat, but who cares why is my point. Well, nice talking to you. For no reason.
All right, that was a good one. Do you know what a peanut butter gargoyle is?
Nah, what's that?
Dude, it's when you take the chick, put her feet on a cathedral.
Sorry to interrupt, guys. Just want to clarify. Are these real sex positions? Because if they are they gratifying to the male at all? And if the goal is to make something up, why not make up something funnier? I'm asking too many questions, aren't I? How ironic.
Come on to Florida. You overthinking cat. New York to Georgia. Hey, cat.
You got any money for a cab?
Why ask questions? Why not just have fun?
I deserve.
Okay, now y'all peep that part. Why ask questions? Why not just have fun? That's what the cat has told him the whole time. The cat gets on the boat, starts asking questions, basically messing up their fun and gets tossed overboard. Okay, now this reminds me of all the times I be talking about how people think hoes run stuff, but they the ones that's really awkward. They the ones that are lame. Okay. So the situation with Jerry and the cat represents the dating game on that physical level, while the dragon scenario with Rick and Morty and Summer represents, just the agenda on the spiritual level. Okay, because they go into a different dimension in the magical realm and all this weird stuff. Okay. And they basically using their sexual energy to overcome the wizard, basically trying to bond with each other and become one, much, more or less like the New World Order. Okay, once again, this is giving you the mindset of what these wicked people think, just like the city of Babylon when they was building the Tower of Babylon because they wanted to build a tower to fight God. That's how evil these people are. Okay, then the cat thinking, oh, I'm a talking cat, but he goes somewhere to where nobody gives a dang, just like how a hole, oh, I'm the shit, go somewhere where nobody gives a dang, and then you see how awkward they really are. Okay, and they got, like how Jerry's into that situation by listening to what the pussy says instead of using his brain. He in a stupid situation. Okay. And Rick more or less did the same thing right there, he finessed his grandson. He stole from his grandson. Okay, that was the equivalent of him taking his grandson's girlfriend or something. Okay, the episode, like I say, the episode is very sus. Okay, all right. And then fast forward to after they, just kill the wizard or whatever, they go back to the regular world. And Rick was like, why the heck is the dragon still here? Okay, they no longer have the soul tie because they killed the wizard. Once again, it just illustrates the people's rebellion. People want to rebel because they hope, they want to destroy the Most High. Okay, the dating game is very wicked. Okay, and it also shows you why the nice guy finished last, which is Morty in this scenario. Okay, and Morty was like, I'm basically disgusted with the sexual nature of dragons, and the dragon is basically embarrassing itself, basically talking about something. Let me show you the clip. Hold up.
Should have taken me up on those Wolverine claws instead, Morty. Wait, why did the dragon come?
I was thinking we could hang out.
Yeah. Whoa, Jesus. Your dad's been texting me this whole time? He's at an airport with a cat. Okay, that sounds, wow. I better check on him. Big season finale right there, Better go right now. Also, I told you not to get a dragon, Morty. This is your fault. You. Worst adventure
Worst
ever.
adventure ever.
Yeah, I guess you better be on your way too, Belthrama.
Well, I've been thinking. What you said back there in the cave really resonated with me. Maybe we could try again?
Look, to be honest, I'm kind of grossed out with the sexual nature of how everything unfolded. I didn't know how sexual dragons were. I kind of just wanted to do some D&D stuff,
And have a soul orgy with your sister and grandpa and every dragon we could find, yeah?
No, look, can you please just go? I really want to shower.
Maybe a quick soul bomb before I go.
I'm good. I think I just need to be alone and sort of unpack all this.
Want to rent your grandpa? Would he want to? I can wait.
No, I think you better go. I'm gonna take that shower.
If it's just warm liquid you want dribbled over your body, I could maybe...
No, look, I just want to be clean. I feel dirty after everything that's happened.
How about a quick hand bond? I like doing it.
You're embarrassing yourself. I'm closing the door.
Soul teasers.
But right there, I'm telling you, man. Now, the part that really making me see this right here is he said, I just wanted to do some quick D&D stuff right there. See, Morty think this all just a game, You see everybody else doing this type of stuff, and you trying to do what everybody else does. And what you in for is a world of weirdness, Okay, everybody, oh man, everybody else is doing this type of stuff. Everybody's just dating and all this type of stuff. They say I should do this. Maybe I should do it. And you don't know what you're getting into. You got to be careful. Okay, it seems like fun and games, but it's just something sinister going on. Like people telling you to pump and dump. You don't want to pump and dump. You want to get you some wives. Okay, it's better to pump a woman and wake up next to her and talk about things that's, oh, let's do this later on. I need you to help me with this. Cook me some breakfast, like after that, rather than, okay, you wake up, nobody's there, you got to find another hole. Okay, you don't know what you're getting into. Okay. You don't know which agenda you was pushing because you will be held accountable for this type of stuff. Okay, it's like I be saying, like It seems like everybody is trying to harvest the energy of the straight man and this type of stuff. And the dating game right there is proof of it. You know, decent men get hurt worse than ain't shit niggas. Okay, so that's the conspiracy right there. Okay, and I also want to say this right here. You know, like the slut dragon basically trying to get back with Morty or whatever. This type of stuff represents something biblical as well. Okay, let me read the scripture. Okay, Deuteronomy 24, 1 through 22, English Standard Version. When a man takes a wife and marries her, if then she finds no favor in his eyes because he has found some indecency in her, and he writes her a certificate of divorce and puts it in her hand and sends her out of his house, and she departs out of his house, and if she goes and becomes another man's wife, and the latter man hates her and writes her a certificate of divorce and puts it in her hand and sends her out of his house, or if the later man dies who took her to be his wife, then the former husband who sent her away may not take her again to be his wife after she has been defiled, for it is a abomination before the Lord. And you shall not bring sin upon the land that the Lord your God is giving you for an inheritance. When a man is newly married, he shall not go out with the army or be liable for any other public duty. He shall be free at home 1 year to be happy with his wife whom he has taken. Okay. So that right there is deep. Okay. That right there is deep. You can't save these hoes. Okay. Now I want to show y'all the final part in this Rick and Morty episode real quick.
Now that's what I call dragging.
What?
It's a joke. You're a dragon, dragging your stuff.
I understand.
So, how you doing?
I grow weary of you humans.
How about $50? You weary of $50? I'm trying to cheat on my wife. I'm looking for a little magic, a little fantasy. You could use some help. Let's help each other, huh? $50.
Slut!
Is there a reason you can speak?
Yeah, and I'm ashamed of it.
Then speak of it no more. Do you wish to eat? Maybe bond a little.
Yeah, I could bond. How long does it take you to fly to Florida?
I'm telling you, that right there is super deep. Okay. Notice how them hoes found each other. They both represent the whole, like the dragon represents the devil and the woman. The cat represents the physical part. So that's basically saying that the whole is committed to the devil. Like it's very, it's a lot of ways you can slice that last part. And another part in this that I find strange is the part when they figure out what makes the cat talk. Once again, I believe that the cat part of the story represents the physical part, you know, just pussy, oh, pussy, pussy, pussy. Okay. And they see the history behind what that pussy has been through, and they was disgusted. Let's play the scene.
This is a cool car. I like having fun. That's what I'm talking about. Keep it moving. Don't ask why I can talk.
Uh-huh.
For sure.
See, hoes hate when you ask questions.
Where are we going?
Quantum radiator might need some nano water. We can stretch our legs. So, why can you talk?
Oh, what is this?
I need you in one spot for a clean mind scan.
Mind scan? Look, you're overthinking it. The point of a talking cat is to have fun.
Find the insinuation that I can't ask questions and have fun condescending. You find it condescending, Jim?
Dating game.
Yes. All right, I'm from outer space. Happy? No. Exactly, because no answer would be satisfying.
Because it's a lie. Let's see the truth. What in the... Oh, son of a bitch! Jerry, don't!
I want to see.
No, you do not!
At least now, maybe
Get the
you'll...
hell out of here!
But I got nowhere to
Get
go.
out! Get out!
He was in my home where I keep photos of my parents.
Jerry, I have a device. It can make us forget.
No, I don't think we should forget. Not this. Someone has to remember.
Someone will. crash.
Where's the cat?
Yeah.
Now, Jerry represents the simp on many levels, usually. Okay, but notice how Rick erased his mind and everything is good again. And the cat itself was like, oh man, just have fun, man. Why y'all asking so many questions? Is that not how hoes be doing us in the dating game? Okay, tell me that I'm bullshitting with my Negro observation. And that's all I got to say for this rant. And this has been the Negro Ninja bringing you your Negro message for today, Negro out.